Hey, what's up? Well, I'm making another video finally, and was unable to see the solar eclipse, which happened today, because my telescope isn't made to look at the sun. They will tell you not to look at the sun. Okay? So, without further ado, I would like to unbox some packages that have come in recently because I've been waiting a while for at least one of them. Well, I mean, not a while actually. You know, they came in, and if you're wondering why I had to stop the video, I have this OCD tendency to want the blue one, the blue fabric softener bottle matching the blue curtains to be facing out. So, what I'd like to talk about in this video, really quickly. So, we're following up on this Honey Hill Bunch collection. And as much as I would like to say that I did not feel the need to get any more Honey Hill Bunch dolls, now that I've filled a bag with 2 boys and 2 girls, I could not resist continuing my collection to the point where I ordered one that came in this and one that came in this neat little box here. Which one will you be surprised? The smaller one, you know, you can't always go by the size of the package. The smaller one was the smallest doll of all in the series. A doll that I've just recently discovered is a little boy named Little Kid, and that made me want to have him. But, you know, otherwise I still liked him. You know, he's the smallest, he's the baby of the group, which I think is totally appropriate for the baby to be a boy, you know, for the simple reason that I just see infancy as a very boyish, masculine state of being. Okay, and I'm going to call him Micah, M-I-C-A-H, because that can actually be a boy or a girl. And because he's wearing kind of girly looking pajamas, you know, like Michael and Peter Pan. I don't want something as manly as Michael, but I think Micah, you know, and the more I look at this outfit, it looks like a boy wearing night sky pajamas than a girl. You know, I know everybody thinks it's a girl, you know, because he's not a superhero, and he's got a little length on his hair, which was all matted, but I put some fabric softener in it and gave him a trim, just a slight trim. But that clearly is a little boy. Well, I had to pick up my brush or comb or whatever you see it as. And this one is one that I'm going to call Patty. Because Pat, well, this is the tomboy of the group. She basically, she was supposed to be called Slugger or Batty on the paper dolls. And the way that I found out that this one was a little boy is because they had paper dolls. For the first batch, I was able to find pictures where they were in their underwear. And you would think this one would be in a diaper because he's so little. But in the 1970s, I guess they thought kids could wear underwear when they had hair on their head, you know. So this is a little boy named Micah, even though, you know, purple is kind of a girl color. And this one is a little tomboy of a girl. And the reason why I think she's special is because she's the only doll in the original series, the Clubhouse series, with green eyes. I don't know what it is, but the redhead with green eyes was usually a girl of sorts. And they later came out with, you know, more, like, I think there were only ever 5 dolls ever made out of 14. I've discovered 14 or more Honey Hill dolls, and I've only seen 5 that are boys or could be boys. And so this one was kind of a tomboy. They're trying to have it both ways, like they didn't want to say, that sports was the male interest, so they put a baseball bat in the hands of this girl. Well, I bought this one because not only did her hair look nice, but someone had put her in the ugliest dress ever made. Like, they didn't like the fact that, she just had a unisex red sweater and striped pants. So I'm going to call her Patty, like Peppermint Patty on Charlie Brown. And somebody put her in a pink or red floral dress so that you know she's a girl. And so there's Patty, because Pat can be unisex. And there's Micah, like Michael and Peter Pan. You see, it's more important that I remember the name, than the name actually be a good name. That, to me, that's the most important thing. It's all about, will I remember the name? That's what it's all about with me. Because at this point, my memory is just not what it used to be, though it's still pretty good. Then, so you can see, there were now 6 Honey Hill dolls. Not proud of what I paid for them, but except for one Hispanic boy, there were going to be 6. So a half a dozen, half boys and half girls. And so then I just couldn't resist. I'm OCD. And so this one, which came in a pretty purple envelope like Barney, this one, I hope will not be a disappointment, is the 7th, okay? The 7th doll, and hopefully last, or not hopefully, but I mean, that's all they have in the original series. They later introduced some the following year, but those are even more expensive because they're even less common as people stopped buying them pretty much. These didn't go on for very long. If they were, it's too bad somebody couldn't have bought them and given them to me, but then I probably wouldn't have appreciated them when I was younger. So, what do we have here? But another doll, packaged very well. And she's special. Obviously, it's a girl because they're not going to have more boys than girls. But she's special because not only is she the only one who still has her top and her book, her accessory, but she is the only non-white female. And if I could ever make sense of her hair, I'm not going to cut it. If I could ever make sense of that hair, you would see the 7th and final character, a little Asian girl named IQ. And I'm going to call her Indy Kwan because it sounds Asian. And she could also look Native American, so she's the only non-white girl. And her skin is not that dark. The only brown-eyed girl, so there we have it. What's up? Well, I've done the best that I can with her hair. And as you can see, I made her a little headband of sorts. I'm not going to put a feather on it, but, that's the only way to tame that wild hair that she's got. Just like Hugo or Solo. She's got her book to say that she's a smart girl, which I think is stereotypical. But the name Indy, I want to call her Indy Kwan, to remember, like, they used to call these people Indians. But Also, the color indigo is the forgotten color of the rainbow. And, you know, it's almost like each one of these dolls could be represented by a rainbow color. Red, orange is Sweet Leah. Yellow is Darla or Darlin. Green is Hugo. And blue is Sam. All-American Blue-Eyed Sam. And purple, oddly enough, is the baby boy Micah, the little one. And indigo, which comes before purple, since they came in on the same day, is like a navy blue or kind of a bluish purple, a blue violet. And so she could be Indigo Quan, you know, like on Rainbow Bright. Indigo was the Native American looking girl. And so, you know, had to be IQ, get it? Indigo Quan IQ. So she's like the seventh one, you know, that forgotten color in the rainbow, indigo. And so Indy Quan and Micah came in, the last two colors of the rainbow. And I fixed his hair with fabric softener. And I put her hair in a ponytail, call her Patty. And what I did was I cut the top off the dress, because you see she doesn't need a top. She's got a sweater. So what I did was I made a little mini skirt with a drawstring sash in the back. So I think she goes together nicely. You can tell she's a girl. See, that way you'll know all the girls have flowers. And none of the boys have flowers. They have stripes or polka dots or plaids. Okay. So they all have a pattern. And with the girls, they all have flowers. And so yeah, there's my Honey Hill Bunch dolls.